Let me start by welcoming you to this Android versus iPhone presentation. I'll be the one who goes through with you what you should know about these two phones or any other smartphone before you decide to purchase either one. Okay, let's continue our journey in regards to the Android versus iPhone or smartphone in general. Before I ever buy any electronics out there today, and that is smartphone, smart TV, and computer equipment, I use 5 factors to determine which device, and in this case, which smartphone that will fulfill the needs I have in regards to smartphones today and in the future. These 5 factors are divided up in pros and cons, or if I have been an accountant, I'll have divided up in debit and credit, plus and minuses. The way it works is that I go out, look at phones in a certain price class, find out what is expected from these phones in that price class, and find out which phones are doing better than expected and which phones have shortcomings when it comes to what is expected. These factors, the first one I use is the functionality and versatility factor. What does that mean? That means that first I go in and analyze what needs I have in regards to a smartphone. Then I go in and look at the smartphone and which phones can definitely fulfill these needs. And then I go in and look at how good are they at fulfilling these needs. And when it comes to a smartphone today, you have to be able to do phone calls, receive phone calls, manage phone calls. You have to be able to connect to a network either via your service provider, via Wi-Fi at home, via Bluetooth. You have to be able to play music on the smartphone. You have to be able to use it as a camera to take still pictures or videos. You have to be able to go in and use it as a GPS device, and also that the smartphone should be able to connect to anything out there. And when I'm saying anything, like speaker systems, like a charger where there are speakers in, or perhaps an alarm clock, connects the smartphone to a lens so that you can even take more advantage of the camera that's already in the smartphone. Connects a barcode reader so that you can use it as a barcode scanner. Connects a credit card reader so you can do credit card transactions. So that if you have any needs now or in the future, that you can connect other devices to expand the usage of that smartphone. And that's I call functionality and versatility. The second one is reliability and services. And what does that mean? That means that how is the phone running in the daily usage of it? Can I turn it on? Can I turn it off? Can I see anything in sunlight? What about colors? In regards to time, how long can I use the phone without being out there looking for an outlet? How long time does the battery last when I talk on the phone? If I play games on the phone? If I use the phone for playing music and so on? What about backup? Can I back up the device either via the network, the wireless network at home, my service provider's network, via Bluetooth, or do I have to hook it up to a computer? Can it happen automatically? Can it be uploaded to a cloud, either a cloud somebody else provides to me or my own cloud? What about updates in regards to the operation system, to the phone? What about updates to the apps? Is it easy? Is it smooth? Is it something that can run without me paying attention to it? What about repairs? Is it easy if the phone breaks? How easy it is to get it repaired and up running again? How is the service in regards to the phones if something happens to it? The third one is security, and that's very important for me. Security. If the phone either get lost or stolen, if I leave it somewhere and I forgot where I left it, is there a way of tracking the phone? Is there a way of blocking people from getting into it if they find it? Is there a way of blocking them from ever using the phone? Is there a way of me to protect the privacy of the contents in the phone so that nobody ever can get in and look at it? And I'm not just thinking about private contents, but also for the company I work for. Can I protect that content? What about hacking? And I'm thinking about viruses that gets downloaded when I browse, when I exchange content with others. Can they go in and hack the phone? Can they go in and approach my contact or spreadsheets or anything on the phone? Can that be sent out without my knowledge? And security is a huge issue for me, and therefore something that definitely has to be taken in consideration when you go in and review a phone like a smartphone. What about usability and presentation? That means navigation. When you buy a new smartphone, how easy it is to get set up, how easy it is to change the setup throughout the day, how easy it is just to get started using it and take advantage of the features, because sometimes you have a lot of features on a phone, but it's not that easy to use or learn. What about maintenance? A phone has to be maintained like a car. What about support? If I don't want to go to the store, is it a way of others via remote access to get into the phone, see what I do, and help me that way, so that the usability and the presentation is easy for me. And the last but not least point is the productivity. When you have a smartphone and you want to use it to all these things, it has also to be easy and it has to be effective, so that I am using it and increasing my productivity throughout the day. And I'm thinking about managing phone calls, emails. What about messaging? What about managing contents? And I'm thinking about contents on the phone or in the cloud or at the office. Can I search? Can I find what I have either on the phone or off the phone? What about monitoring on the internet? It could be prices, it could be the stock market, it could be levels in regards to the inventory. Can I monitor that through my phone? What about creating contents? And I'm thinking about spreadsheets, I'm thinking about Word documents, I'm thinking about presentations. Is there a way of me to exchange that, receive content, send contents, store contents, and so on? All this is managing content, and that increases my productivity on a smartphone. All that has to be taken in consideration and is a very important factor in determination if a smartphone can fulfill my needs. These factors are important, and these factors I use when I go in and review smartphones. Okay, let's continue our journey in regards to the Android versus iPhone, or smartphone in general. I want to take a closer look at reviews. Reviews that can be found either on the internet, magazines, newspapers. Yes, you can even see them on TV. Reviews that is conducted from different business organizations, business interests, even the publishing industry, where they have gone in, gathered as much information about, in this case here, the Android and the iPhone, created a grading system where they have set up certain factors that they would like to look at, and then graded the phones. It has to be said that I do not buy any electronics without going in and gather as many of these reviews as possible. And that is if I buy a computer, laptop or desktop computer. It can be a smartphone. It can also be a vacuum cleaner. I go in there, I gather these reviews, and then I translate them to the factors I just went through with you earlier in the movie, so that I compare oranges with oranges and apples with apples. We have all seen a sheet like this, I'm sure of, and this is taken from a magazine, and these are the phones for 2013, or some of them, and you can see here the Apple iPhone 5S is there, iPhone 5C is there, and Android phones from either LG, Motorola, Samsung, and HTC, and so on. And the number that's next to them is the grade they got in this review, and I go in and then I translate these grades to my grading system, and then I use that in my decision making. But that's not the only thing I look at. I also look at speculations, as I call them. I go in and look at phones that's not announced yet, and it's always like that. Just before you buy a new phone, there's always somebody who says, hey, you should see the phone that's coming out next year. They many times have given them a name, but they have not yet published any pictures of the phone, and the features that the phone will have is only speculations. But I go in and take a look at it because I would like to know the trends. I want to like to know where are we going and what is coming next. Also, like taking that in consideration together with the reviews about the phones as it's just in front of me right now. What I want to do is, in my next movie, I want to go through a review. I went to about.com and I found this review in regards to the iPhone or the Android, and they are basing their reviews on 13 factors. And as you know, I base my reviews on 5 only. So I wanted to go through that review, show you how I translate that into my factors and what I think is important, and then also what is missing. But I want to go through that in my next movie, so I hope I will see you then.